The contract, it legally binds you to pay them, regardless of if you take the classes. If you already gave them $2,500, they don't refund it. I'll make sure y'all keep up with me because all of this is going to go back into what happens at the end of this. Mind you, it's starting to sound like a prostitution ring because I don't lost count of the flags. Like, the flags are fucking waving at this point. They're all over the place, and mine's still here. What's up, guys? Hey, long time no see. If you don't know who I am, my name is Ryan. How you doing? Hey girl, hey. And today is going to my story time about how I got scammed by a modeling agency. And yes, I will include the screenshots and the proof that this actually happened. And this just happened earlier this month. Was it? Yeah, it happened earlier this month. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into the story. For starters, let me just say that I am not a model. I've never modeled, honestly, other than taking Instagram pictures, I guess. And so when I originally reached out to this agency, it was just for me to get more practice and to actually get more comfortable behind the camera, because I would like eventually to, do like professional photo shoots and all the other stuff like that. It wasn't because I wanted to be like a, fashion model, or I want to do runways and stuff like that. That's not really my thing because I suck at walking in heels. I mean, I can walk in them, but I prefer not to. I'm a tomboy. I like sneakers, and you can't really do that on the runway, right? Yeah. So we're not even gonna say that it's a modern agency because it's not. It was a fucking scam. But anyways, this agency said that they would teach me how to model, help me get more comfortable with that, and then they would also teach you, acting skills or whatever. I'm not an actor either. Don't really care about acting. That is not what I see for myself either. Um, but my mom tells me I'm dramatic all the time, and a lot of other people that I'm around. So I was like, sure, whatever. I mean, if that's what they offer, and then I'll do it too. This might all sound far-fetched, but it's not, because there are plenty of modeling agencies that are legit that actually do these kinds of things. The picture that you guys are about to see here is when I got the text message from them that they wanted me to do an audition. I had got a phone call and I got a text message, as a matter of fact. But this was literally a day after I had put in the application for them. So basically, on the application, they ask you your name, information, where you're from, blah blah blah, so stuff like that, what you're interested in, and then they ask you to upload some photos of yourself so that they can see what you look like, whatever. Okay, great, no issue. I have plenty of photos, like that ain't a problem. So I upload the photos, put in the application. When I did this application, I didn't expect them to reach out to me as fast as they did. So that was red flag number one. Because I know that if it's a modeling agency, you probably got a lot of applications going out, and you probably have a very long wait list, because I know that it's hard to get into that kind of industry. But like I said, I wasn't trying to get into the industry, so to speak. I was just looking to get more training, mentorship, basically. Getting a phone call and they're like, hey, we want you to audition, whatever, we feel like you'd be a great fit. Not saying that, I don't give myself credit or whatever, and I don't feel like I could do it, but at the same time, it just didn't seem legit to me. I'm like, you only seen a couple of pictures of me, like, how do you know that I'm fit for that? Like, that doesn't make any, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not, like I said, I'm not trying to downplay myself, because first of all, I am that girl, period. If excuse me. But what I'm saying is, it just, for somebody who has no experience in that department, I just found it weird that they were so adamant about me auditioning or whatever. So the next picture that you guys are gonna see is when they sent me the information for the audition. So what they told me is that I would have to read a script for like a commercial or whatever, and I was going to have to walk. And I was like, okay, no big deal, whatever. So they sent me the script over. You guys will see it here on the screen. And so I had about a week to study the script and to prepare myself for this audition. So I did that. This, as you can see, the script is not that long, so it was very easy to do. Just like, I at least want to, had the opportunity to say that I tried, even if I don't get selected. Just saying that I actually tried and actually getting the chance to see what an audition is like would be good enough for me or whatever. Just, get my feet. I was really, really serious about this. I'm telling my mom about it. I'm like, Mom, I got this audition. And I was like, I'm really excited for it. I had told my family about it. Everybody's excited because they're like, yeah, we feel like you could really do this. That's a good idea or whatever. I've said in my previous videos, I'm not looking to be famous. Like, I'm not looking to be on the blog sites and stuff like that. Like, that's not what I see for myself. I just want to be successful. That is it. And if that involves me being a part of a modeling agency or whatever the case may be, then I guess, that's cool. I even had an empty bottle of Tylenol from when I was sick, and I was like, I'm totally going to use this when I do this audition, because just so happens the script was about Tylenol. So in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, this might be meant to be or whatever, because, then comes the day for the audition. I wish when I did this that I had screen recorded it. I really wish, because I wouldn't feel like, I feel like the evidence would have been great. But anyways, so we get to the day of the audition. I'll insert some more screenshots of when they were sending me the appointment reminders and all this stuff like that. That was red flag number 2. I kind of felt like if this was something more professional or more business related, it would have been through email. The only reason why I feel like that is because, for one, I do business myself. I'm in school for business, and I know that majority of communication is through email. It's not through text message back. It's usually through email and phone call. That's usually the more professional forms of communication. Each text message is a different number. So that was red flag number 3. Like, you're texting me. You reach back out to me a day after I put in the application, and every single time you text me, it's a different number. That was really, really weird to me. But again, I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, I'm not going to overthink this, and I'm going to, try it. It's on a Zoom call. And mind you, the Zoom call is 7 o'clock at night. That's red flag number 4. So every single time that they would text me, or every single time that they had to set up a meeting or anything like that, it was always late at night. Mind you, they live on the East Coast where I live. I live in Florida. So they live on the East Coast where I am. And this modeling agency is located here in the Tampa Bay area where I live at in Florida. So I just thought that was weird. Like, why do y'all never have appointments that are available in the daytime? Like, motherfucker, it's 7 o'clock at night. I'm getting ready to go to bed. Like, I don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be up, 7 o'clock at night doing a fucking audition. Like, why can't I do it, like, middle of the afternoon, mid-morning, something like that? You know what I'm saying? Oh, we don't have that available. Okay, great. So, 7 o'clock at night. We're on a Zoom meeting. They did this whole big old presentation or whatever before they had us do like the walking and our actual audition or whatever. And I can say that I don't know if the Zoom meeting thing was a red flag. I kind of feel like it may have been also, because I feel like if you want somebody to model and you want to see if they're a good fit for acting and things like that, then you will want them in person. When I had originally spoke to them on the phone, they told me that the majority of the classes and things like that I would take would be virtual, and the only time that I would see them is if I was doing like a photo shoot or if it was like a casting call. I thought that I didn't think it was weird because, again, we are in a pandemic. We have COVID, so it made sense that things are going to be virtual for our safety or whatever, especially if you have all these people trying out for the audition and all that. So the Zoom meeting made sense to me. That wasn't really a red flag to me. I still don't feel like that was pretty much a red flag. I feel like it made sense. But when I went and I looked at other reviews and I tried to look up other YouTube videos of other people that maybe had a similar experience, theirs was in person. So I don't know if they changed the in-person thing because of COVID, or if they changed it to kind of help with the scheme. I don't know. Your guess is good as mine. We don't worry about it. Did like this huge presentation about what the model agency does, what to expect, and where you could go with your career in your future if you join their model agency. Okay, great. Thanks. Another red flag that I did notice is that they didn't tell me what to wear. When I had looked and did my research on YouTube and Google, I saw that other modeling agencies would tell people, you know, you should wear these kind of clothing when you're doing your auditions to walk. They tell you to wear heels when you're walking. They tell you that you should wear black clothing because black clothing makes you appear slimmer, and they want to see your actual full frame. And they actually want you to wear fitted clothes like a bodycon dress, or I had on black jeans and a long sleeve shirt, a fitted long sleeve shirt. I don't really know how to explain it. They never told me what to wear, and they never told me how we were supposed to walk. That was red flag number 5, because if you're a real agency, you're going to equip people to know what they should be doing in the audition. And if you're walking, ideally you want your models to wear heels, because that's what you would be doing anyways in modeling, right? And every video, all the research that it is for the modeling agencies, they always have people wear heels. Like, they make sure that you bring the heels to audition. So I never understood that. I wanted to ask them, you know, what I was supposed to wear, but I was just like, if they didn't say anything, then I'm not going to worry about it. But I went ahead and did my own research anyways. And so that's what I wear. And then as far as heels, I actually ended up not even wearing the heels, because like I said, I can walk in heels, but I don't care to walk in them. Like, I had them outside my room door, and I was just like, oh, if they tell me that they want me to walk in them, you know, I have them right here to grab them. They never said that. Never once mentioned it in the presentation that you knew wear heels or anything like that. They were just like, oh, we just want you to walk. Okay, so I did it without any shoes. There's a lady on there. She's doing the presentation, and her name is Kristen. Kristen is loud. She's happy. She's smiling. Like, she was really trying to amp people up, and she was really trying to, she was really trying to make us feel very comfortable, which I thought was a good thing, because it's like, you know, you want people to be comfortable to do these auditions or whatever. But at the same time, I kind of felt like she was overdoing it. Like, she was trying to reassure us that, you know, this was the right thing to do, and if you wanted to do this, then you needed to put your big girl pants on, basically, and, you know, really get into the okay. But like I said, this is all me, and this is all in my head. I didn't say this stuff out loud, but I'm thinking it as I'm going through the process. But like I said, I didn't want to overthink it, and I didn't want to mess out on opportunities. So that's the reason why I didn't say any of the things. But I'm already thinking a majority of the stuff in my head. I'm like, And then on top of that, they said if it was children that were auditioning, that they had to have a parent with them, or someone that was 18 years or older with them, and that person had to stay in the camera with this child the whole entire time. I don't really know how modeling agencies work as far as that when it comes to children. I'm assuming if a child is doing an audition, yeah, the parent would be there, but to have the parent stand in the camera the whole entire time, I don't know if they did that for legal reasons to protect them or whatever, in case somebody tried to say, like, you know, you have my child on camera doing this, and that. I don't know. I don't have kids. I'm not a child myself either, so not really sure why they did that part, but I kind of feel like that might be a red flag too, but I'm not sure. So yeah, after the little presentation or whatever, we start the walk. I was like the only person that was amped up. Everybody was like a deer in headlights. They looked scared as hell. Like, they looked like they wanted to say something, but they wouldn't say it, which freaked me out a little bit now that I think about it, because I'm like, maybe they was trying to tell me all along and I just wasn't listening. But yeah, I don't know. I was probably like the only person whose name they kept saying over and over and over. And I didn't know if that was because of my personality and me being so ready and so amped to do this audition, or if it was really like a target. I don't know, but they just kept saying my name over and over and over. And honestly, her saying my name and actually calling me and be like, hey Ryan, I see you're excited, hey Ryan, I like your hair, and da da da. So it made me feel a lot more confident, because it's like, oh, you know, like they notice me, they see me, or whatever the case is. But at the same time, I kind of feel like they had already had it in their head that they were going to try to scam me, based off of my confidence and my passion and all the other stuff. Like, because you could tell, I think anybody could tell by hearing me speak and all that I'm very passionate when I talk about certain things. So I think that they were playing on that, and they was like, oh yeah, this would be a good person to scam, because it's like they really want this. Like, I just felt like I'm not the only person here. So that was really weird to me. I'm a person, like, I like attention, but when you start to give me too much attention, it makes me feel uncomfortable, because it's not like, why are you being so nice to me? Like, why are you trying to treat me as if I'm oh so special? Like, what the fuck do you want from me? You can give somebody too much attention, it starts to get weird, because that's happened to me before. Somebody give you all this attention, all these compliments and stuff like that, just to spring some weird shit on you and be like, oh yeah, by the way, can I have a picture of your feet, or can I take you on a date? You want to be my girlfriend? That, just weird shit like that. Like, I've had that happen before. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. But those are other story times or whatever. So as she's doing that, it's making me feel uncomfortable. At the same time, I'm just like, I'm just here to do the audition or whatever, if I might have to get used to that, and all that other stuff. So that was that. So after we did the walk, they told us that they were going to ask us some questions, and they wanted us to write down the answers to these questions. They will ask us to tell them our answers as we're doing our audition or whatever. I think the first question was rate yourself as to what level you can say that you are in the industry or whatever. So it was like ABC. The A was like your I forget what the A standard for, but basically A is like somebody who has all the experience. They don't really need any training. They're good to go on casting calls and all this stuff like that. A B is somebody who doesn't have the experience, but they're confident and they're willing to learn and all this other stuff like that. And then a C is a cut. It's a person that they just like, why are you here? You don't need to be here or whatever. So now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that they were going to, the way that it's set up is for everybody to rate themselves a B. Because they know that you're not going to say cut, because if you wanted to get cut again, why would you be there? And they know you're not going to say that you have all the experience, because that's not what this agency looks for. It looks for people who have no experience so that it can prey on them, because they don't know any better about the industry. So they knew everybody wasn't going to rate themselves an A either. So everybody rated themselves a B. Okay. So question number 2 was, on a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about the industry and following your dreams, or blah, blah, blah. And of course I put a 10, because I'm like, yeah, like if I didn't want to do this, I wouldn't be here, I'm like super, super determined or whatever. And again, this is all, make sure you have to keep up with me, because all of this is going to go back into what happens at the end of this. The third question was, what kind of support systems do you have? They want to know what support systems that you have, because if you start to think that what they're doing is sketchy, you have those people that's going to be in your ear, be like, hey, no, this is a good idea. You should do this. 9 times out of 10, you're going to trust your support systems to push you to fall for the scam or whatever. And that way you can't blame it on them. You can blame it on your support system, because you're gonna be like, yeah, you told me to do this, and this happened, and blah, 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 blah. Like, they specifically say, yeah, we don't really want anybody who doesn't really have a support system. I don't lost count of the flags. Like, the flags are fucking waving at this point. They're all over the place, and Ryan's still here. All right, so the other girl's name is Lauren, and actually, if you look at the text messages, that's the person that was really texting me the most, or whatever. So then Lauren pops up into the meeting. The whole entire time it had been Kristen up until we had started to do the auditions or whatever. So when Lauren pops up, then that's when they're like, okay, we're gonna have everybody walk. So we all walk at the same time. That was a red flag as well, because in a modeling agency, they usually have each model walk individually so that they can see their characteristics, how they walk, so on and so forth. Okay, boom, they didn't do that. Again, all of this stuff is running through my head, but I chose to ignore it because I didn't want to block the blessing. Whatever. I was like, oh, please let me go first, so I can shine, I can do my thing. I got what I asked for, because they had me go first. And they said, oh, Ryan, you're gonna go first. Okay. Great. Now that I think about it, I was the perfect guinea pig. I was the perfect person that they were gonna use to scam. It's crazy. So crazy. Anyways, mind you, this audition was at 7. They told us that we would have a call back by 9:00 p.m. Okay, great. So I stayed up until 9:00 to see if they would call me back. And So after I read the script or whatever, they was like, oh yeah, you can hang up, you can log off or whatever, and you just have to wait for the call. So I did the script, that was it. I hung up. Mind you, they had me go first, so I don't know what anybody else's audition looked like. I don't know what anybody else said or anything else like that. We didn't even get to speak to each other as far as who we are, where we're from, what we're here for, or whatever. Like, they had us muted the whole entire time, which I also thought was weird as well. My mom had been skeptical from the jump. My mom's always skeptical of everything, which is understandable. Like, that's what parents are for. Like, I mean, if your parent doesn't have your best interests at heart, then are they really a parent? No. And then my phone rings. 9 o'clock on the dot, and I pick it up. Hi, hello, blah blah blah. Hey, can we speak to Ryan? Yeah, this is her. We just want to congratulate you and tell you that you did really well in your auditions. We were so impressed, and we want you to come back for a follow-up audition. So what time is good for you for us to set up the meeting? Mind you, I'm happy, I'm excited or whatever, and I'm like, oh yay, I got the audition, da da da. So I go to my mom's room and I'm telling her, I'm like, Mom, I got the audition like I told you, blah blah blah. And she told me that in this meeting I would have to have a support system with you. Okay, so I'm gonna bring my mom. Was the other red flag for me, because it's like she really hyped up my performance and really hyped up everything that I did. The whole time that shit was made. I'm gonna just be very clear, the shit was made. Like, I'm not no actress, I'm not a model, so I already knew that all that she was saying, it was bull. It was bull. Like, I know it already. I'm walking on heels, so how do you know that I can walk in heels? I'm not a model, I have no experience, so you hyping me up and you doing all of this. I'm like, and the shit was mid. Like, let's be serious, it was mid. Say it with me, the word mid. What does mid mean? Mediocre. Basically, like, that's another way to say it was mediocre. It wasn't that great. It was all right, but it wasn't like trash, but it wasn't way up here. Like, I was right here in the middle. She was trying to make it seem like I was way up here, and I was just like, okay, girl. But if that's what you want to say. She's like, oh, your skin's so nice and da da da, and your hair is beautiful, and you have a beautiful body and blah. Starting to sound like a prostitution ring, because I'm like, girl, what's the deal? Mind you, they're telling me that famous actors and actresses have been a part of their agency, so they're showing us like magazines of like these models and stuff like that had been a part of their agency or whatever. Lakeith Stanfield, I don't know if you guys know who that is. I will insert a picture of him here. Pretty sure you guys have seen him. He's been on Get Out. He's been in The Harder They Fall. I love him. Let me just say that. He's like one of my favorites. And it's true. It is true that he was a part of the agency. You can Google that, and he said in interviews that he was a part of it. But he was a part of the agency before it turned into a scam. That's the part that they forget to leave out. Anyways, and it's like these classes that they will have you do, where they teach you like how to walk, how to do casting calls, how to do photo shoots, how to what else? How to do makeup, all these different things that involve the industry and basically development. That's pretty much it. The classes sound really cool. They sound really legit, and they were cute. Like, I'm really, excited about the class, but still, you could tell that something is wrong. You could tell something's wrong. So, like, she's playing on the excitement that I have. She's playing on the passion that I have, just to build up to the end point. So, yeah, probably like, girl, can you just tell us, what it's giving or whatever? I'm gonna tell y'all, chill out on me. Dang, can y'all let me tell my story? Like, that's why y'all came here, because y'all want me to tell the story, right? Okay, so let me tell it. Chill. Anyways, world development is free to you when you sign with our agency. And she's like, the only way we make money is when you make money, and that's through commission. She made it sound like this whole entire thing was free because I got chosen to be in this program. It is a one-in-a-lifetime chance. Only special people get chosen to this program, and that is the reason why everything is free, because they only pick people who they feel like they could really develop and they could really help, right? So everything she's saying, free, none of this, no cost to you, whatever. So then she goes on to say that in order for me to take the classes, I would have to pay $2,500 But it wasn't for the classes. It would be to pay the photographer, and it would be to pay for the supplies and all that are given in the class. So in my head, I'm like, how is that free if you're telling me that I have to pay for, supplies and all that? Like, that's not free or whatever. I'm not saying that I had a problem, paying for it, but it was just like, how you tell me something is free and then turn around and say, oh, well, you have to pay this. And it's not like you're telling me I got to pay a little bit of money. This is $2,500. $2,500 is a lot of money. So, excuse me. And then she's like, oh, but we break it up for you. We can do payments to where you're paying us $70 each class up until you finish the class or whatever. At $2,500, I didn't even care about nothing else she was talking about, because it's like, you told me all of this is free and now it's not free. So what the fuck is really going on? So then here's another kicker. This is a good part. This is the funny part, right? So once she tells me, my mom, the price, she says, I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to allow you guys to deliberate. And when you're ready, you can just say my name and I'll come back. So again, she said, hear me clear. Hear me very, very clear. She said, I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to allow you guys to deliberate. And when you guys are ready, you can say my name and I'll come back. So basically what she was trying to make it seem like is, oh, I'm gonna step out of the room. You guys can talk in private. Let me know what you decide. When you're ready for me to come back in the room, just open the door and I'm gonna come back in. But this is a Zoom call. It doesn't work like that. If she mutes herself, we can't hear her, but she can hear everything we're talking about. Am I right or am I wrong? Right? Okay. So me and my mom both peeped that at the same time. She muted herself. She didn't mute us. So we can't hear her, but she can hear us talking as we're supposed to be privately deliberating. This is all part of the scam because they want to hear people talk about, how crazy the amount of money is. They want to hear your thoughts so that they can use that to try and manipulate you. So as soon as she cuts the camera off, my mom goes, we'll talk about it after this call is over. That was it. And I said, okay. So then I call her back. Hey, Lauren. I call her name twice. Lauren. So she acted like she didn't hear me talking to her. Like she tried to play it off and act like she didn't hear me calling her. Mind you, only thing she did was turn off her camera and mute herself. She could still hear me. She can hear us perfectly clear. So I called her name twice and then gave it a moment. And she finally picks up. Oh, did you call me? No, bitch, that was the wind howling. So, yeah, is there anything that I can help with? And I'm like, no, we'll think about it or whatever, and, I'll get back to you. So then this is when the peer pressure starts coming in. Oh, well, we can't hold spots, and, we that's why before we, called you back, we said, make sure that you're ready to make a decision and blah, 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 because our spots go fast, and we have a lot of people who are interested in this program, and, our program is like no other, and blah, 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 and you're only allowed to do these auditions once every couple of months or so, so on and so forth. Like, again, the peer pressure, trying to make it seem like, it was like do or die in order to be a part of this program. It's like either you pay it now or you're never going to be famous type shit. Okay, I'll call you. So my mom's like, she'll call you at the end of the week. And she's like, well, I can't hold spots. Da, da, da. Okay. She'll call you at the end of the week. Well, I just, it's. I was like, you want me to call you tomorrow? And my mom's like, no. She'll call you at the end of the week. And I was like, well, my mom said I'll call it at the end of the week. I'll call it at the end of the week. Period. And that was that. And that was the end of it. So then she hangs up. Well, some other stuff was said or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, I'll call you. Blah, blah, blah. Never called him. So after we get off the call, me and my mom are still on FaceTime or whatever. And I think we spoke for like maybe an hour or whatever. And we sitting there breaking down all the shit that happened in this span of this week from the time that I did this application up until now when we just got off this call. we're sitting there deliberating, talking about how this shit just played out, and we just like, what the fuck? Like, my mom was like this, like I said before, like all the stuff that was happening and all the stuff that I was picking up on and thinking, my mom was saying the same thing. Because my mom's like, how she said she gonna sit there and mute herself and she gonna turn off the camera as if she can't still hear us talking. She like, did she think we stupid or something? She like, you peeped her. I'm like, I did. Like, I heard that part. I heard it. Like, the fuck. So then that happened, and then on top of that, she was just like, that, she's like, how she said everything was free, and then she tell you that it cost $2,500. Really? Right. So that was number two. And then I'm telling her, you know, what happened in the audition or whatever. She was just like, y'all all wasn't supposed to walk together. Y'all was supposed to do it individually. Right. They never told me what to wear. Right. They wanted to know how serious I was about, you know, doing this. And the reason why they want to know you're so serious, and the reason why they want to know what kind of support systems you had, as I said before, is because they want to make sure that there's nothing that is going to deter you away from them getting their money, right? So while me and my mom are on this FaceTime call for the hour after this meeting, we start doing research. We start looking up reviews. I can go on Google and look at them. Like, these are, like, for real. We looked at, I spent like 30 minutes just reading everything, and everything that people were saying in the reviews is exactly what the fuck happened when I did this audition. Everybody said the same fucking thing. Oh yeah, they hype you up and they do all this in the interviews and blah blah blah. And just for them to tell you you gotta pay all this money after they say everything was fucking free. And then people were talking about how they tried to get refunds and they couldn't get refunds. They stopped answering their phone lines, or they threatened to call the cops if you tell them that you want your money back, because there are people who actually paid for this, thinking that they were going to get the classes or whatever, and I guess they get to the classes and the classes are not what you expect. There's all these different types of reviews. I never paid for anything, luckily, so I didn't get to experience the part about, you know, trying to get a refund. I did go through like the audition process and, you know, the interview, so I understood that part, so I believe that part 100%. But then as I was reading people's, you know, feedback on what the classes were like, as I read their feedback on, you know, payments, pressured them into doing it. There's some people on there that said that they were by themselves when they did the interview, so that's the reason why they paid for it, because in the contract it legally binds you to pay them regardless of if you take the classes. If you already gave them $2,500, they don't refund it, and that's basically what the contract says. Essentially, this is what the contract says. I don't have one of the contracts, like I said, because I didn't go through all of that, and I'm glad that I didn't. But like I said, y'all can read the reviews and y'all can see it. There's also other videos here on YouTube that will talk about this same modeling agency, and they will tell you that the same shit happened to them. So it's very legit, the shit that happened. But yeah, the takeaway from the story, honestly, is do your research. It's grand. It is very, very grand. It is very well thought out, and it is very well played. And I can understand why somebody would get fooled and bamboozled into doing it, especially somebody who's very passionate and doesn't really know about the industry. And there, some people said that they took the classes. Some people saying that they were booking commercials. Some people were saying that they're going to walk on runways. And I was just like, oh, like, it always just seems so sketchy to me. Because if you go look at those people, the pictures that those people be having, that says that they are a part of the agency, and they don't give me model material. I'm just, like, I don't really got to say what that means, but I think y'all know what that means. Like, we put 2 and 2 together and it's not giving 4. It's giving like 36. It's not clicking. It never gave model. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be 100% real. Like, I just feel like it's fucking bots on like Instagram posts. Don't be quick to make a decision, or do not sign any fucking paperwork unless you have a lawyer present. You see what happens. Like, you get taken advantage of. That's literally what happened to a lot of people, from what I've seen. And mind you, this is not the only modeling agency that they have. They have modeling agencies in all over the country, and they have them in California. They have them in Chicago. They have them in Georgia. They have them everywhere. Like they're everywhere. And everywhere, everybody has the same story, the same general consensus. And even some places the fee that they charge is higher. In some places it's lower than the $2,500 that they told me. Like some people was like, oh yeah, they said 3,000. Some people were like, oh, they only told me 1,800 and blah blah blah, whatever. Every place is different, but it's still the general, still the same thing overall. And then as far as Lakeith Stanfield being a part of their agency, he was a part of the agency before it became scam. So supposedly it was like one agency and they were located, I want to say in like California or something like that. And that's when he got, into the modeling, and it turned into a franchise. So they were looking for more talent to scout out and all this other stuff. So they started to allow people to franchise themselves in other states and all over. And that's how it turned into this big ass pyramid scheme, to where now people are getting scammed out of thousands of dollars just to take these fucking classes that are not legit and that are not going to give you what they promise. Like they promise you're going to go to Tokyo and you'll be working with photographers and fashion designers all over the world. Being a part of the program gives you the opportunity to do these casting calls with these big name companies, but they're going to develop you so that when you do get put in front of these companies, you're likely to get booked. And girl, you finna be out here making a coin, bitch. You finna be the next Naomi Campbell, next Tyra Banks. I mean, there can be only one of them, but y'all get what I'm saying. Don't fight me, because I know how y'all girls like to tussle, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. So yeah, that's basically what it was. That is the story time of how I got scammed out of a modeling agency. If anybody else has ever heard about this modeling agency, share your story in the comments. And if you would think about putting an application, baby, do not do it. Like, do not do it. I would say y'all do it though, just so y'all can like see that everything that I say is 100% true. But don't, like, when you get to like the part to pay, don't pay. But at the same time, I kind of want to go back and do like another audition just to pay, just to kind of see what the fuck these classes are like. And I mean, I don't know, like, I've always wanted to be like a detective. I've always wanted to like do like some undercover shit. This might be an idea. Operation Catwalk. Yeah. If you guys have any other questions, you guys can leave them in the comments. You can send me a message on Instagram if you have any other questions or whatever. And like I said, if you guys have stories about this happening to you, please share it, because I want to know. Like, I just want to make sure, like, I'm not the only person that this has happened to. And I know I'm not the only person, because like I said, you can go on YouTube and you can find other people that have done this. You can go on Google and find other people who have been a victim of this. I've fucking seen Instagram posts of other people that have got scammed by this. You can go on their page and you can read their comments and you can see people talking about how they got scammed and they never got a call back and all this other stuff like that when they were trying to get a refund. So yeah, you can definitely go and see, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that this video blows up so that somebody can get fucking rid of them, because it's absolutely ridiculous the shit that they do and it's disgusting. So yeah, I don't give a fuck. And if they want to trace it back to my video and be like, oh, she's the reason why, sue me. Period. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my story time, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay dangerous, but be safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Yeah, I'm about to make him disappear. I don't wanna see no tears. This is only the beginning. Loosen this my